save, a new text file, paste, and then we're going to save this to the web server. Call this navigation.include. Alright, so it's always good to check once in a while to make sure we have all the syntax correctly. Alright, so let's see where we are at with, let's drag this page to that one so have everything in one easy to understand page here. So let's open the database as well, because we'll need that for reference. So I'm going to open this customer database, and to make it easier to edit the header, I'll show you this. We can split the field names out from the actual database, and I'm going to resave this into an entirely new directory called admin, which is kind of a standard traditional way of handling WebDNA stores. So I'm going to do save to FTP server. This is saving without the first line of this table, and I'm going to create a new directory called admin, and inside admin I'm going to save this as products.db. Now I need to create a new text document. I'm going to save this field names. Always make sure you have a return after both the field names and the database. So the suffix I need to use here, get used to my shortcuts here, is here's the conventions here. When splitting out the table data from the table head or field names, the name of the files must be the same, products and products, and then you must use a suffix called HDR, or that's in the form of HDR for header, and then save it in the same directory as the .db or the .txt or file. So as long as you have the same name as your database, it will the WebDNA will look for this header file, and then you can edit the header names separately from your database, which can be kind of nice, especially if your database is real large and takes a long time to open. So there we have that. So now we have the products.db and then the products.hdr. So what do we want to do? We want to come back into the navigation, and we're going to actually find all the categories that are available and list them here in the navigation. So we do this by, we actually want this section to repeat for every found category. So let's search the database. SKU data guard equals find all. So far we're searching the products database within the admin directory. We've got the database equals parameter. So, and then the way the search context works is you have the command or the context opening here, which is search, and then parameters, and each parameter is separated by the ampersand character. So we have, this is a required param, database equals admin products.database, or DB, and then NE, which is not equal to this field name SKU, which has to be an actual field name in the products database. So if we go back to the products header, and we see that there's a SKU here listed, and then the data right after the field name, and then we have the optional RQ, which is required. So for example, if the search must match this statement, then we want to add that RQ for required. And then I'm going to say find all. So basically we're saying display or find all the records that have a not equals match in the SKU field of find all. So then, since we don't want to repeat our categories here, we are going to do a sum on that category. So in sum category equals true. Now this is off the top of my head, and you know, even having worked 10 years or so with this language, I go back to the reference docs quite a bit just to make sure I'm using the proper syntax, because even, you know, a missing one character can cause this function not to work. So I'm going to actually go back to CMonkey, and in a separate tab I like to have this actually open all the time, just so it's there for quick reference. I go to docs.webdna.us, or you can go to we include this same sort of reference in every installation of WebDNA, so you can go to your local copy as well. But docs.webdna.us will have the latest version of the reference. So if you click on at a glance, or in this case this is a part of searching, so we can click on searching, and we scroll down to summaries. And just to take a quick look at the syntax, which I actually did correctly. So what this is going to do, I'm going to go back to our code here. What this is going to do is allow us to find unique categories in the products database field. So it won't list, for example, black teas twice. That's the idea. Then inside the search we create a found items link. And this will actually, a found items is, I think I called it a link, but it's actually a loop. So a found items loop. So this will iterate through all the found items and display whatever is inside this loop. So just for fun, let's save this and take a look at it at the store. So we hit refresh. Oh, okay. As I mentioned earlier, sometimes when my FTP application will not create correct permissions, so we have to open up the terminal and log in via SSH so that we can fix the permissions here.